Think about the last time you went into a luxury store or you were in a luxurious hotel. What was the first thing that you noticed? It's usually space and calm and minimalistic aesthetics. Products are given space to breathe and everything is deliberate in the way that it is presented. Now think about a fashion brand and the email that you got or their Instagram feed, and think about how many things are trying to get your attention. It usually ends up being quite a lot. But the most successful fashion brands have understood something fundamental. Restraint is not a design choice, it's a commercial strategy. In this video, I want to go through the luxury aesthetic and how making sure that it is the same across every touch point is fundamental for your brand positioning when it comes to a luxury customer. At the end of the video, I'll give you a checklist so that you can check whether your brand is adhering to these fundamentals. There's a reason that luxury retail environments look the way that they do. It's not because the spaces are cheap. The retail stores are usually on the most prestigious streets in the world. When it comes to retail, packed rails are usually when it's discount or sale. If you think about any retail store that you've been into, the ones with less product usually give the impression that they're more exclusive, whereas the ones with packed rails, packed shelves are usually a signal to the customer that there is a lot of this product and these need shifting. It's usually around sale periods or discounting where they need to shift stock, and it's very much on impulse buying. Luxury stores are very different. They usually give their products more space to breathe, and there's usually only one or two items on the shelves. And this signals to the customer that this piece is rare or that there's not many of them, so not everybody's going to have it, and that's what drives desire. And when it comes to online, that needs to be replicated. So the brand messaging needs to be consistent, and the place that I usually see this falling down is usually within email marketing. If the email design potentially has multiple fonts, or the sizing of the imagery is not good for mobile versus desktop, or there's multiple calls to action and it's very salesy compared to the minimalistic style of the website and in-store. And it's not just the email marketing. If you're running ads or if you've got other touch points like Instagram feeds, then you need to make sure that these are all consistent. If a customer is seeing something on one platform, then it needs to make sense on all other platforms for a cohesive message. The less is more. Less products, less noise, more calm, more minimalistic aesthetics. And luxury customers don't shop that way. They like to have a curated edit. So if you're showing multiple options and lots of different things that they can buy into, this can actually really negatively impact how they position you as a brand. So what does the luxury minimalism aesthetic look like when it comes to digital marketing? I'm going to run through 3 different touch points where you can implement this strategy to really elevate your brand. So email marketing. The key here is to have one message and one clear call to action for the customer. Don't overcomplicate it with too many messages and too many things for the customer to think about. The email design should be an extension of your website. So if you've got a clear and minimalistic look on the website that's really easy to use, that should then come across within the emails too. So Instagram. If customers are coming to your Instagram feed and they see a mishmash of creative and content and they're not really sure on what you do, then this doesn't signal luxury. The best thing to do with an Instagram feed is treat it as a gallery or your lookbook. This is where customers can come and find an edited and curated list of your best content. Customers coming to a grid should be able to tell quite quickly whether you're a luxury brand or not by the aesthetic and the content that you're putting out there. So let's go onto the website. Your website is your shop floor online. So think of it in the same way that you would your retail space. If you've got lots going on and there's lots of products and lots of different things to choose from, then that doesn't necessarily signal that it's a luxury brand. The luxury aesthetic also allows extra spacing. There might be more padding around things to make it really clear what the products are. The clear aesthetic also plays into having really high quality imagery. So if your images are all different sizes, or if you've got some shot on an iPhone versus a campaign and they're all different, that doesn't give a luxury feel and the minimal aesthetic that comes with luxury marketing. And then paid advertising. So the paid advertising should match up with your website, it should match up with your email designs, and also match up with any retail space that you've got. A customer seeing a paid ad potentially is seeing the brand for the first time. So you need to make sure that your aesthetic is clear and clean and not too much going on. This doesn't mean that you have to have really boring ads. It just means that you have to really think about curated edits and the fonts used and the messaging that you're using on there. If you've got too much font and banners and stickers on an ad, this indicates that it's a sale messaging. Whereas if you have less is more minimalistic ads, but they really curated edit, then this is signaling it's a luxury brand. Minimalism in luxury marketing is not laziness, and it's also not simplicity. Having the discipline to not put too much on the page and let the products do the talking is really having confidence in the brand and also signaling that luxury messaging to your customer. So I promised you a checklist, and here are the 5 places to go away and check and be honest with yourself whether this is true to your brand messaging. So your emails, take a look at them. Have they got one call to action? Maybe look at the last 5 that went out. Is it clear, and is the aesthetic and the branding on brand with everything else within your marketing? Your Instagram feed, take a look at the last 9 posts that went out. Is it a good representation of your brand? And is it a good curated edit rather than a mishmash of different images and different posts? Your homepage, is it clear and concise? Is there one message happening and it's clear where they need to go next? Not multiple things being talked about like new in, sign up for the newsletter, everything happening at once. Double check that it is simplistic and easy for the customer. Check your paid ads. And are they consistent with your brand messaging? Is it that they're driving discounts and the messaging is around pricing rather than limited edition? Double check that this messaging and the aesthetic with them is consistent with all the other touch points. And then last but not least, take each of those touch points, your email, your Instagram feed, your homepage, any other marketing that you're doing, and check that they're consistent side by side. Then you've got a clear brand messaging. So let's recap. Minimalistic design within luxury fashion and luxury marketing is not new, and it's not a trend. It's a way of life. So the clients that are buying into the premium pieces, they're used to this minimalistic, calm, premium aesthetic. So it's nothing new and something that should definitely be thought through with your marketing campaigns. The brands that are getting this right aren't the ones that are doing less because they can't do more. They're the ones that have the restraint to know that their brand is premium and the messaging and brand aesthetic that they're putting out there is a curated edit of what they want to put out. So I'd suggest to go away and look at your brand and all the different touch points that you've got. Is it consistent across the board? Are you putting out a message that is about premium branding? And if so, great. If not, they're easy tweaks to make. If this video was useful, I'll be back next week with another tip or platform update and talking through luxury strategies. So subscribe below and I'll see you next week.